I'll get these to take
So, Floyd, you having fun on this course so far?
Oh, man, it's cool. I haven't been resting. I need to rest more. Last night we touched down. You know, we got so many people. My staff, we got so many people. We got 2 G5s. So we touched down last night, and what's a great thing was, you know, a close friend of mine, Reggie. He's from here, so he picked me up, and I asked. You know, we went to go play shoot around basketball. Me and my guy, James McNair, we went to go, you know, shoot basketball last night, and you know, it's cool. You know, so far.
Where'd you go and what time was this?
What school? A high school called Dunbar?
Dunbar.
Dunbar.
Yeah, we're shooting at Dunbar. So it was cool. They got some legends from Dunbar, from what I hear.
Was it late night?
Yeah. You know, 12-1.
Floyd, this is going to be your second fight of the year. I got to go back and look at it. It's been like 10 years.
Not 10 years. 07.
07. No, I'm saying a 4-month break between fights. It's the shortest time frame between your fights.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably 10 years.
In a long time. But yeah, like you said. But even since 2007 for 2 fights in 1 year. Some would view that as a way to make you, I think you said maybe after the Guerrero fight that imagine how sharp I am now with the long layoffs, how much more sharp I'm going to be with only 4 months. Can you speak to that about how you're going to be maybe sharper?
I think I'm going to be a lot sharper.
Why?
Because I'm active. That's no different from a guy that's in a 3-point shooting contest. And whereas you got a guy that's shooting every day, and then you got a guy that's shooting once a week. The guy that's shooting every day is going to be a lot sharper. So I feel that, you know, staying active, you know, I'm going to be extremely sharp. But, you know, like I said before, with this tour has been great. Golden Boy has done a tremendous job. Richard Schaefer has done a tremendous job. And of course, you know, my main man, Leonard Ellerby, is always on point. He's always doing a tremendous job. And just, you know, us working together hand in hand is, like I said before, is remarkable.
Well, if staying active is important, does that mean you might fight the first quarter of 2014?
Well, you know, the month of May, you know, since I'm Mayweather, the month of May is always a great time for me. So, you know, we see us getting back, we see us fighting again in May, and then fighting again in September.
Why'd you pick Canelo to fight?
Canelo's one of the top guys in the sport of boxing. This is what he wanted, this is what I wanted, and this is what the fans wanted.
He said he was surprised that you took this before next year, before 2014. Why did you take it now?
Why not? You know, time waits for no one. You know, it's about giving the fans excitement. It's about going out there and putting on a tremendous show. And I feel that we're both going to go out there and put on a hell of a fight. You know, that's my gut feeling.
When you say you're sharp, does that mean that you're sharp because your timing is better, because you just had 12 rounds against those?
No, when you're active, you're always sharp. It's no different from what I just said. You got a guy that's shooting, you're in a 3-point shooting contest, and you got a guy that's shooting once a week, where you got another guy that's shooting every day. The guy, you know, the chances of the guy that's shooting every day is going to be, he's going to win.
Well, sorry, I didn't interrupt. I just, you know, you fought many Mexican fighters, Marquez, Castillo twice. What is it about Canelo that you see as similar or different from those fighters?
Well, it's not, you know, I don't look at a guy as a guy being a black fighter or a guy being a Mexican or a guy being a Puerto Rican. This is boxing. The best need to fight the best. And if I'm the best and he's one of the best guys out there in the sport of boxing, the best thing for us to do is make the fight happen.
Well, at this stage of your career, do you feel...
What did you see? When you eyeballed him yesterday, what did you see?
That's not our first time, you know, face to face. You know, I don't really worry because, you know, I've been doing this for so long. You know, I'm happy to be in this position. You know, I love being in this position. You know, I think it's extremely exciting. You know, and the crowd love it. You know, I love it. I don't really know how the fighter feels, you know, but I've been wearing my glasses and my hat lately because, you know, I got a vampire facial, which made my eyes black on both sides. So, you know, it's been healing real slow. You know, the vampire facial's supposed to heal fast, but it's been taking mine, you know, like a month now. So it's been taking some time.
What is a vampire facial?
What is that?
You know, it's just some crazy stuff. Basically, take blood. You take blood out your arm, and they run it through a machine, and they put it in your under your eyes.
What's it supposed to do for us? What does that do for
It's
you?
a secret, I can tell you.
Takes the wrinkles away.
You.
You feeling those 36 years in? Is that the thing?
Well, like I said before, do I feel 36? I feel healthy and strong. I feel healthy and strong. I don't know how any other 36-year-old guy feel, but I feel healthy and strong. I feel the same way like when I was 19.
You feel you're the face of the sport?
I don't feel I'm the face of the sport. I know I'm the face of the sport.
Well, there's a growing sentiment that this particular fight, your demeanor has changed. It's not as brash, not as flamboyant. Would you agree with that? And if so, what do you attribute it to? How come?
Thank you. It's not that. You know, because I feel like over the years, you know, I look at my career and I say over the years, it was never bragging or boasting. The reason why, because everything that I said I was going to do, I did it. You know, you got guys that talk about it, but they're not doing it. So that's considered bragging and boasting. Everything I talked about in my career, I did it. And so, you know, like I said before, I'm a lot older, I'm a lot wiser, and I just go out there and let my talent continue to do the talk.
So maturity has played a factor in that.
I mean, you know, I can't, you know, me and this guy can't really trash talk each other. You know, he's a guy that's, he's a guy that's kind of laid back, kind of quiet to himself. I'm pretty sure when he go to Mexico, he's gonna be, a little riled up, which is a great thing. And he's a guy I know I can't overlook. You know, I know this guy is gonna come because he don't just want that #1 junior middleweight spot. He wants that pound for pound spot. You know, he wants to be the first guy to say, you know what, I knocked Floyd Mayweather off the throne.
Floyd, at this stage in your career, is it fair to say maybe you're more philosophical and reflective about things, given who knows how many fights you have left, and you know, do you appreciate things maybe more than you had in the past?
I've always appreciated life. I've always appreciated everything that I've got. You know, I just don't feel like every day or every year is not going to be the same. I feel as a, like I said, in 30 days in May. Like I think a lot of times people, they ask me questions, but they don't really do their homework. In 30 days in May, I said, as you get older, you're gonna become a different person. Sometimes I say every 5 years you become a different person. And if you don't become a person or you don't grow mentally, then you basically, I mean, it's useless. I mean, you're running in place. So you have to grow. It's about growth. Once you can't no longer grow physical, you still got to grow mentally.
He said when he signed with us that he might actually be able to outbox. How do you beat Floyd? You know, you're the master boxer. You know, you're probably gonna have to get physical, try to, you know, to win, not get a knockout. And he actually said that, you know, he was a good counterpuncher, that he could outbox you possibly. When you hear that, does it make you laugh that a physical fighter like Alvarez with a much different style than you would say that maybe I'm an outbox Floyd?
Actually, his style is not. Actually, I can really say that he's a fan of mine, and I can respect it. He's a fan of mine. You have to realize this. He liked to use the shoulder roll. He liked to use, you know, fight with his hands down. He liked to use the defense. I see a lot of me in Alvarez. You know, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that at all. But you have to realize the guys that I fought when I was 21. You know, like sometimes you look at these guys and say, well, this guy became world champion when he was 21. But look how long these guys were professionals. I was only a professional a year and became world champion. And I fought the toughest guy at my weight class at that particular time, when everybody thought I was in over my head.
Talk about Hernandez.
Yes. And
Do you see any similarities in the mentality? You said he's a fan of yours. Do you see any similarities in his mentality, given that he wanted this fight and he really wanted to fight you?
We'll just have to see if he really wanted to fight. You know, come September 14th. You know, a lot of guys always have a game plan, and a lot of guys say what they really want. But I always tell you, it's different at this level, and I always Same thing I told Robert Guerrero. It's different at this level. It's not the same.
Were you all impressed though by the way he won his unified heavyweight or got the other title from Austin Trout, which was perceived going in as a very dangerous fight for him?
I talked about this, at home, and I talked about this yesterday. It's some things I'm going to clear up. For starters, I'm the WBA champion. Okay, let's get one thing clear, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the WBA champion. I'm not no super champion. It's just that, like I said before, we need to clean the sport of boxing up. They got too many different sanctions. You got too many different sanctions. You got one guy talking about if I beat Miguel Cotto for the WBA championship, I'm the champion.
They call you a super champion. I know that you should be the champion, but they call you the super champion.
A super champion, and where's the super belt? I've never seen a super belt. So
they call Gilberto up and ask.
Yeah, with that super pay. Yeah.
I was really asking about that. I was asking more about his experience gained and what you may have seen against a young.
Well, you gotta realize against. A lot of times you look at my career. Once I beat a guy, he never really can bounce back and be the same. Some may come back and get a good victory, but they're never the same. Now, I don't think that, and I'm not taking anything away from Austin Trout, but Austin Trout did not fight the best Miguel Cotto. I don't think. The fight was a lot closer than they had it, but he came out victorious. And once again, I think even with the Trout and Canelo bout was a lot closer. I think that Trout was very, very hard on himself because he got knocked down, and that's something he probably never experienced before, in a fight or of that magnitude. And of course, any punch that Canelo throw, the crowd will go crazy. So that was playing a major part in the fight also, and I didn't like. I don't think the scoring was right. So once again, we need to clean the sport of boxing up.
How did you score that fight? Honestly,
I didn't really. It was a lot closer than what they had.
What did you think of Canelo?
Did you have an actual score?
I think he won just because of the knockdown. If it wasn't a knockdown, the fight could have went. Probably could have went Trout way. I think that Canelo was landing the bigger shots, but Trout was landing more shots.
Was watching that then something you saw and you said, okay, he just beat a good fighter, he's got a title, he's undefeated, now I want to fight him because he...
No, I just look at it like this. I look at certain situations like this, not taking anything away from Canelo, because just like me, only thing he's doing is beating who they put in front of him. That's the only thing he's doing. Even though he may be the older Shane Mosley, or what's the boy I beat for the BC 47?
DeMarco.
No.
Oliver.
Yeah, he may be an older boy than me. He may be, and as far as with Trout, a guy only been in one, Trout was in a big fight, but he didn't fight the best Miguel Cotto, and then he came and got a victory over him. So, like I said before, it takes a lot to impress me, but I'm proud of Canelo. I'm proud of him.
What would you suggest boxing do to clean itself up?
I was just talking about it. You got, all within a certain small time period, you got Floyd Mayweather paying a sanctioning fee, Trout paying a sanctioning fee, and Canelo paying a sanctioning fee. Within probably a year, how are we all world champion within 1 year of the WBA? And they talking about all of a sudden I'm the super champion. And who did Trout win the belt from?
Cotto.
How did he win the belt?
No, he won. He defended it against Cotto after you had beaten him.
So how did he defend the belt against Cotto if I beat Cotto for the belt? And still a champion. And I'm still a champion. I got the belt at my house. And I just see the WBA stage the body as they said, Floyd, we happy that you are our champion.
He's got a belt at his house also.
At one point, Floyd, you made a statement by not paying a sanctioning fee when you fought Shane Mosley.
It's not that. That's not what I did. Let's get one thing clear.
Okay.
I did not fight. I beat Shane Mosley. That wasn't a title fight. I told Shane Mosley that I will beat you and you can keep your belt. And then after that fight, you know what Shane did? Shane said, I'm a fighter guy, but I don't want a belt now. But I can't do that because all the fighters starting to do that. But it was just something, you know, even like with the Diego Corrales fight, you know, I really won that fight and won the IBF. You know, you know, I won the
They stripped him before he gave it up. Right?
Yeah. So you know, I mean, if we want to get technical about it, you know, I done won more than, you know, 8 world championships. We somewhere around 11, honestly. But it is what it is.
Well, how much is toppling top Mexican fighters define chapters of your career?
Once again, I don't look at what a fighter is.
But they have been key moments in your career.
Once again, I don't look at what a fighter is. When he's in front of me, he's just a fighter. And I don't look at him and say, you know what, this guy is a Mexican, this guy's a black fighter. You know, I'm not going to say African American because I was born in America, so I'm an American. You know, so, and so if he's a black fighter, he's a white fighter. If he's Mexican, to me, once again, they're just fighters. But one thing I can say about Mexico, they produce some legendary champions, and the history of boxing in Mexico is truly amazing.
What kind of reaction are you expecting there?
It really doesn't matter to me. I know who I am as a person, and no one can tell me different.
Well, do you worry about the sport after you retire, given that you're the #1 fighter, and that there's not a whole lot of people that people talk about the way they talk about you, and do you feel pressure to actually carry that sort of #1 fighter thing with you into the ring, and as much as the fighter yourself?
I think the sport of boxing will live on. Would we ever see another Floyd Mayweather? We'll just have to see, hopefully. Hopefully. But I'm just mad because none of my sons wanted to box. You know, my sons, they like, you know, one of my sons like to design video games. The other one, you know, they skateboard now. I said, you know, in my era, we never see no black skateboarders, but times have changed.
How was the hand that you had injured, not injured, but the hand that you hurt dinged up against Guerrero?
Well, actually,
how was that?
we got, you know, we went to 3 different doctors, got 3 different X-rays, 3 different opinions, and everything is great. You know, actually after the Guerrero fight, my hand was this big, so you know, I'm glad. You know.
Does it heal okay, even though they say there's no...
You know, I got a hand therapist. I got a hand therapist anyway. Everything is great. You know, I haven't had a chance to go to the boxing gym and use it. And it's so crazy that every time I go to the boxing gym just to, you know, look at the young fighters that's, you know, up and coming, you know, it makes me think back from when I first started. But I always give them advice. You know, when I used to be in the boxing gym, with Mike Tyson, you know, I wish he would have put me to the side and gave me some advice. But you know, sometimes we learn different things on our own, and I learn things on my own.
Advice on anything in particular?
No, just you know, just about about how to handle certain situations. I learned everything basically on my own.
Floyd, I was, you know, Canelo, when we talked to him earlier, he mentioned about the whole catch weight of 152, saying that, and I have his quote, that he never, I'll hear what we said, he never asked for 152 as something that you asked. Could you clarify your stance on that?
Okay, he's a lie. Okay, his representation, his manager, the first time we ever heard of this was through the press. Okay, so if he's allowing his management to speak and he's not authorizing them to do that, that's on him. For the first time that Team Mayweather ever heard of this catchweight situation was when his manager, Reynoso, the trainer, put it out.
Well, the thing I look at it like this, he's not forced to do nothing that he don't want to do. You know, if he wants to fight, he can take it. If he don't want it, then he don't got to.
Would you have fought him at 154?
Once again, the weight is what it is. That's the only thing I can say. The weight is what it is. We can't talk about what ifs, woulda, couldas, and shouldas. The weight is what it is. You know, Leonard was the first one to tell me about what they asked for. So, you know, we went back and forth with Leonard and went back and forth negotiating with their team. him and Al was negotiating back and forth. We finally came up, you know, we finally came up with something where both parties were happy, and then we made the fight happen.
Boyd, do you think that when you get done, when you worry that you're going to fight too long because of all the other guys who have fought too long that have been great fighters?
No, you know, if I wanted to quit boxing today, I could, if I wanted to. But I've never really took no abuse in the sport. You know, I've had I had a few tough battles. Out of 44 fights, I probably had 6 tough fights, if that. Probably 5 tough fights. Really, I didn't really call them super tough, but they're not like Arturo Gotti fights.
Who hit you the hard? Who were those 5 tough fights?
Cotto was a tough fight. It was a tough fight.
I mean, in your mind, when you say 5.
Emmanuel Augustus was tough. Cotto was, he was tough. No, Castillo was not tough at all. But once again, I was fighting the media. You go back and watch the fight. Just put the TV on mute. I'm fighting the commentators. I was fighting the negative commentators.
Larry Merchant.
Cody fight really wasn't tough, but he caught me with a couple good shots. I don't really know. I'm just gonna say it was probably those 2 that I can name off the top. Probably a few other fights, but we got through it.
You said boxing will live on. What role do you see yourself? You know, right now you're boxing and promoting. What role do you see yourself playing in that?
Just helping, being a voice, speaking up. You know, sticking up for the fighters, speaking up, because I know I can see it from their vision because I'm a fighter. You know what other fighters can see, I can see because I'm a fighter, and I see the same thing, or I saw the same thing that they're coming up seeing at this particular time.